Well, this is all pretty odd. Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford's details have changed in a pretty significant way and in a rather confusing way. Turki Al-Sheikh confirmed that the date has changed from Friday, September the 12th to Saturday, September the 13th, and that this fight will be promoted not by TKO Boxing, which was originally announced, but by Sela. Sela is one of the partners alongside Turki Al-Sheikh and TKO Boxing, which includes Dana White as a part of that TKO Boxing new promotion. Sela is one of the partners, but this Canelo versus Crawford fight is not going to be TKO Boxing. This is going to be a part of Riyadh season. So I don't know what happened, but Dana White doesn't appear to be a part of this event. And what's even more confusing about that, if you look at the UFC schedule, UFC not only has a pay-per-view on this same day, September 13th, it's UFC 320, but it also takes place in Guadalajara, Mexico, the hometown of Canelo Alvarez. So the only thing I could kind of deduce from here is that with the original agreement, the fight was supposed to take place on Friday, and I think it was supposed to take place in Vegas at Allegiant Stadium or something. So that would have been Friday, and Canelo being from Guadalajara, the UFC could have somehow, if this was TKO Boxing, they could have kind of co-promoted and co-advertised that the Guadalajara legend Canelo's fighting on Friday, and through that would have probably been promoting UFC 320, which again would have taken place the very next day in Canelo's hometown of Guadalajara, Mexico. Now this event, Canelo versus Crawford, is taking place on the same day as UFC 320 in Guadalajara, Mexico. So something went awry here. This does not look like it's how the plan was drawn up. First of all, the contradictory announcements just look a little bit clumsy, and it's pretty confusing. Like, as it stands, there is no platform, like in terms of where this is going to be broadcasted. That is yet to be determined. It was originally discussed that this was going to be a Netflix event. That's what a lot of the talk was about. And again, it was supposed to take place in Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Now the venue is still in talks. Like, I mean, what if this takes place in like Guadalajara? And what if it takes place in Saudi Arabia? Like, it is Riyadh season, but Riyadh season we've seen doesn't necessarily mean that it's taking place in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Like, I went to Crawford versus Madrimov in LA. That was a part of Riyadh season. So yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on here. Like, Turki Al-Sheikh wrote on X that there was going to be more to be announced, but as it stands, first of all, going from Friday, which didn't seem ideal for a fight of that magnitude to take place on a Friday. Like, I mean, we just had that Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia card take place on Friday. I didn't love that. I like it when certain fights take place on Friday, like certain times when Top Rank on ESPN will have a Friday fight. Sometimes those work out, but this fight belongs on a Saturday. And this was supposed to be a TKO boxing event, and the boxing community is kind of torn on how they feel about Dana White's entry, his actual entry. I know he's got like UFC Fight Pass and he manages Callum Walsh, but his proper entry on the mega scale in boxing, it's been a pretty polarizing topic. And now that it looks like Dana White's not a part of this one, I see some of the boxing community kind of celebrating that. But yeah, stay tuned for more information because this is pretty weird. Again, it's a huge fight. That hasn't changed, but the date has changed from Friday the 12th to Saturday, September the 13th. And now this is Sela promoting it for Riyadh season, no longer TKO Boxing. So I'm sure at some point soon, we're going to find out what the hell happened there. Because again, it's a confusing rollout, which, I mean, it does add more talk and controversy around the promotion, but this doesn't, I don't think this does the fight itself any favors, just creating this kind of confusion. Maybe it does. And, you know, at first when I saw Ring announcing what Turki Al-Sheikh had tweeted, I wondered, well, did he feed Ring this information? That, you know, he owns Ring magazine now. So did he feed them this like he fed them Canelo versus Jake Paul. So as it stands, like when I first see something pop up and it's Ring reporting it, not that I take it with a grain of salt, but I don't take it as seriously as if some of the other big boy journalists and reporters and outlets, publications announce something. Like maybe 98, 99% of the time Ring is right, but just because Turki Al-Sheikh had done what he did with a company that he owns, which made them look journalistically silly, that to me kind of, it just knocked down the credibility of Ring as it stands right now just a little bit. So it wasn't until I saw Dan Rayfield and others start confirming what Turki Al-Sheikh had said that told me, okay, this is real. It's not just Ring saying it. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this kind of switch up on Canelo versus Crawford. It is a little bit confusing and I'm just waiting for more information to see what the hell happened there. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are into the fight talk. I'm Woog. Thanks for tuning in.